G'day there, King's Kids. My name is Arnie, and I'm from Arnie's Shack. I am so glad that you have joined us again. We are looking at a story in the Bible about Joshua and choosing whose side you are going to be on. You can read this story in Joshua chapter 5. Anyway, let's get on with it.
I'm a king's kid, yes, I'm a king's kid. My father is the king over everything. So I will sing this song, cause I know that I belong to the king of the universe. I'm a king's kid, yes, I'm a king's kid. My father is the king over everything. So I will sing this song, cause I know that I belong to the king of the universe. So I will sing this song, cause I know that I belong to the king of the universe. So I will sing this song, cause I know that I belong to the king of the universe.
Good afternoon, King's Kids. My name is Professor I.R. Weiss, and today I'm going to show you something amazing. My assistant Hans and I just love doing experiments. Today, we are going to try and see if we can separate salt and pepper. This is going to be very interesting. Are you ready, Hans? Okay, let's get on with the experiment. Now, Hans, first I need a plate. Yes, that's right, Hans. Now I need some salt. Thank you, Hans. And of course, some pepper. Very good. And now a comb. Hans, why did you bring me some foam? I said I needed a comb. Please take the foam back. That's better. Thank you, Hans. So, Hans, can you please put 2 tablespoons of salt into the bottom of the dish and spread it out? Maybe give the dish a little shake to make it spread out a bit more. Yes, that's good. Now, please sprinkle a teaspoon of pepper over the salt. And give it a gentle shake to combine it. That's looking good, thank you, Hans. Next, please take the comb and run it through your hair a few times. What's that, Hans? You don't have any hair? Of course, that's right, because you are Hans. Do you think you could please get a person for me? I will meet you back here soon.
Today, we have been looking at the idea that we worship God every day.
Our Bible verse says, "Do not let your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me."
So today, we are going to do a simple craft to show that we can put our lives in God's hands. It will be our commitment to trust God.
The things things that you'll need are some paper, a pen, a glue stick, and some nature.
First, you write your name in capital letters on your page.
Now you stick some flowers.
To spell out your name.
Putting the glue on the paper might work best. I found this pretty feather in the backyard, so I'm going to use that for my K.
I'm using leaves and sticks.
Wow.
And I will use a few flowers. I think all our names look really good. How about you, Zane?
Yes.
But they're not quite finished yet. We need to write something under them.
Like what?
Is in God's hands.
What? Oh! So it will say Ella is in God's hands.
Or Kyra is in God's hands.
Or Josiah is in God's hands.
And Zane is in God's hands.
This is a great reminder that we are safe and beautiful in God's hands.
Why don't you make your own name today?
You are all King's Kids.
Bye!
You don't have to wait until you're very tall to do great things for the Lord. He can choose you if you ask Him to. Right where you are today. All you have to say is, Lord, use me, I pray, to share your love with the world. You don't have to wait until you're very tall to do great things for the Lord. He can choose you if you ask Him to. Right where you are today. All you have to say is, Lord, use me, I pray, to share your love with the world. You don't have to wait until you're very tall to do great things for the Lord. He can choose you if you ask Him to. Right where you are today. All you have to say is, Lord, use me, I pray, to share your love with the world. To share your love with the world. To share your love with the world.
Today's Bible verse comes from John 14, verse 1. Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me.
Hello, King's Kids. I'm so glad that you could join me today. I'm Grandpa John. I really enjoy being able to have you all come to one of my very special places, my workshop. When I'm out here in my workshop, I am reminded of the master carpenter, Jesus, who also had a workshop where he made beautiful things. I also love to read my favorite book, the Bible, which I always keep right here on my workbench. Are you ready for another story? Joshua had led the Israelites across the Jordan River and into the land of Canaan, the promised land. They had finally made it. They should have been happy. They should have been relieved after 40 years wandering through the desert and after crossing the mighty Jordan River. But there was a problem. The land of Canaan was already occupied by some very strong and fierce tribes. These people did not like the Israelites. They did not want the Israelites moving into their land, and they were prepared to fight the Israelites to keep them out. The first major obstacle was right in front of them, the large, solid and fortified city of Jericho. It was guarded by well-trained soldiers. Joshua looked up at the big, thick city walls of Jericho and then turned back to see how small the Israelite camp looked. How was Joshua going to lead the Israelites against that city? They didn't have any fancy weapons, and his soldiers were not well trained. Suddenly, someone appeared in front of him, flashing a sharp, shining sword. Joshua stepped forward straight away and boldly demanded, "Whose side are you on? Are you with us, or are you for our enemies?" "Neither," replied the stranger, "but as commander of the army of the Lord I have now come." Joshua immediately fell face down to the ground in reverence. This was not an ordinary soldier here, this was the Lord himself. So Joshua asked, "What message does my Lord have for his servant?" The answer came back to Joshua, "Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy." Joshua took off his sandals. He was ready to listen to and follow whatever the Lord told him to do. Joshua was so relieved. He had been trying to think of a battle plan. He had been trying to work out what to do, but now Joshua found out that the plans for the battle had already been made. God was in charge. You know, King's Kids, sometimes there may be a big obstacle or problem in front of you that you have no idea how to tackle. You don't see any way around it. Did you know that if you give the problem to God and let Him be in charge, He can guide you and lead you through the challenge? No matter what you face today, remember that God already has the best pathway plan for you to get through it. Isn't that beautiful? Trust Him and let Him guide you and lead you. He always knows what is best. So whose side are you choosing to be on today?
God has a plan. If you follow along, you just can't go wrong, because God has a plan, and He wants you to be a part of it too, part of His plan. God has a plan. Just put your faith in Him and your real life can begin, because God has a plan, and He wants you to be a part of it too, part of His plan. God has a plan. If you follow along, you just can't go wrong, because God has a plan, and He wants you to be a part of it too, part of His plan. Oh yes, He does now. I believe He does part of His plan.
G'day there, King's Kids out there. We're here to do another Reader's Theatre. So when the words come up on your screen, join in with us. I've got my King's Kids friends here as well, and Kyra is going to lead out today. You ready, Kyra?
Yep. How big is your hand?
About a size of a small orange. Mine is a little bigger.
Why do you ask?
I want to know how big your hand is because I'm curious what the biggest thing you could hold in your hand is.
I could hold a tennis ball.
A soccer ball, a watermelon, a chair,
A dog?
The world?
What do you mean?
Could you hold the whole world in your hands?
I don't think so.
I don't think anyone could do that.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, well, pretty sure.
There is someone who can hold the whole world in his hands.
There is?
Yes,
Who?
God. He holds the whole world in his hands.
Really?
But what does it mean that God holds the whole world in his hands?
What if I told you that the way the Bible is written sometimes uses language to represent things?
Really?
When the Bible talks about hands, it often means power.
Or strength.
Or might? Or determination?
Yes.
Ah. But what does it mean to put your life in God's hands?
I couldn't fit it in my own hands.
Remember, hand means God's power.
Strength.
Might and determination. So if we put our life in God's hands,
We are putting our trust in God's power.
Strength.
might and determination. I think I'm getting it.
But I may not understand it fully.
And that is okay.
But I do know that I can rely on God's
Power.
Strength.
might and determination.
And that is wonderful.
G'day there, King's Kids. My name's Postman PJ. Welcome to Get Active with PJ. I'm with my friends Zara and Millie. Today, we're going to play a game where we have an exercise workout. This reminds me of what happened in our story today. If I say sword, pretend you're like Joshua pulling out your sword. If I say sandal, pretend you're taking off your sandal. If I say tent, make a tent like this with your arms. If I say city walls, put your arms up like this. And let's practice before we start. Sword, sandals, tent, city walls. Okay, King's Kids, let's jog on the spot. And here we go. Jogging on the spot and sword. Jogging on the spot, sandals. Jogging on the spot again, tent. Jogging around, city walls. Okay, keep going. Let's jog around. Sword. Jogging again, city walls. Jogging around, sword. Jogging around, tent. Keep on jogging around, sandals. Jogging around, sword. Keep going, and city walls. Sword, tent, sandals, and tent, sandals, sword, city walls. You guys are good. Sword, and sandals, and city walls. Well, that was a great workout. It's time to go now. Thanks for joining me on Get Active with PJ. I'll see you all next time. Bye!
Hi there, Hans. How did you go finding a person? You found one? Very good. Thank you for coming. Hans, can you please run a comb through his hair? Oh dear, Hans. It seems there's a problem here. He doesn't have any hair. We really need to find someone with some hair on their head so we can use the comb. Thank you for coming today, though. Maybe we can use your help in another experiment sometime. Are there any people around here with some hair? Oh yes, that's very good. That person does have hair. can we please borrow you for our experiment for a moment? Thank you so much. Now, Hans, please run the comb through their hair a few times. Yes, that's right. Now, position the comb above the salt and pepper, and let's see what happens. Would you look at that? The pepper is actually jumping onto the comb. Can you see that, King's Kids? Isn't it amazing? The pepper jumps onto the comb for two reasons. The first reason is the grains of pepper are much lighter than the grains of salt. Remember, the comb is negatively charged after being run through the hair. So this negative charge attracts the positive charge in the grains of pepper. This reminds me of our story today. Whose side are you on? The salt and pepper were being separated, and the pepper chose to go on the side of the comb. King's Kids, we all have to choose what side we're going to be on too. I am definitely going to choose to be on God's side in everything I do. Thank you, Hans, for helping with this experiment today, and thank you, King's Kids, for joining us. We will see you next time.
Oh, hi Shane. I really look forward to these Bible readings each week, don't you?
Yeah, I love them, Andy. It's great to be logged in again.
It sure is. And today we have King's Kid Rosie with us. Hi Rosie.
Hi Shane, hi Andy, hi King's Kids.
G'day, Rosie. Good to have you here. Hey, how about we pray to start? Dear God, please guide us. Thank you. Hey, Andy, where's the text from today?
Oh, well, Shane, today's text is found in John 14, verse 1. Would you like to read your grandma's version first, Shane?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to. Okay, here we go. Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. Hey, Rosie, would you like to read yours now?
Sure. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God, trust in me also.
And my version reads, do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. Rosie, what do you think it means when it says, do not let your hearts be troubled?
I think it means don't be scared because God is with you.
Yeah, I like that, Rosie. So when you believe in God, there's nothing to be scared of.
Oh, yeah, Shane, that's true. When we believe in God, we have a solid rock and foundation to stand on. Let's pray to finish, shall we?
Yeah, good idea.
Dear God, thank you for your word. Help us to follow you. Amen.
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 Bye, King's Kids. Bye, Rosie. Bye, Shane.
Bye Shane, bye Andy, bye King's Kids.
See you, everyone. Time to log out. Bye.
Lord, today I choose to follow you. So take me and shape me, mold me and make me, so all I do is kind and true. Lord, I want to be more like you. Lord, today I choose to follow you. So take me and shape me, mold me and make me, so all I do is kind and true. Lord, I want to be more like you. Lord, today I choose to follow you. So take me and shape me, mold me and make me, so all I do want to be more like you.
Sometimes there may be a big obstacle or a problem that you are facing and you can't see how to get around it. Did you know if you give the problem to God and let Him be in charge, He can guide and lead you through the challenge. No matter what you face today, remember that God already has the best pathway planned for you to get through it. So think about which side you are choosing to be on today, King's Kids. I am choosing, like Joshua did, to be on God's side. You can say, Lord, today I choose to follow you. And remember, you are never too small to do great things for the Lord. Anyway, King's Kids, it's time to go now. I will look forward to catching up with all of you again next time. So take care, stay safe, and God bless.